Hi and hello, Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation of Rays Baseball Series and Season Finale against the Houston Astros. The Rays are up 2-1 in this 4-game series. They come into this game at 10-15. The Astros are 12-12. It's Charlie Morton v. Jose Urquidy today. On the mound for the Astros, the starter Jose Urquidy. He's 3-0 on the season with a 3.20 ERA. In his last start, he had a win versus the Los Angeles Angels, went 7 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 2. The first man to the plate is Ji-Man Choi. He's leading it off today. It's a nice sunny afternoon here in Houston, and the first pitch in the series finale is put into play right into the shift, picked up by the second baseman Altuve and thrown in time to retire Choi. So quickly Choi goes down 4-3 for out number 1. So the lineup that Urquidy will face, leading off at first base, it was Ji-Man Choi, batting second in right field, Austin Meadows batting third, the DH Jose Martinez batting cleanup, the left fielder Hunter Renfroe batting fifth, the shortstop Willie Adames batting sixth, the second baseman Brandon Lau batting seventh, the third baseman Joey Wendell batting eighth, the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier, and batting ninth and catching it's Michael Perez. No balls to strike the count to Meadows. Meadows is 220 on the season, 6 for 14 on the series. He had a 2-run homer yesterday. The 1-1 here to Meadows, and it's taken low for ball 2. So the defensive alignment for the Astros is Brantley in left, Springer in center, Reddick in right, and then in the infield from left to right at third base, it's Altemus Diaz. Shortstop is Correa, second baseman Altuve, and at first base is Gurriel. The 2-2 pitch is inside, and now the count to Meadows goes full. The DH Martinez awaiting on deck. And the payoff to Meadows is high and outside for ball 4. The Rays get their first base runner of the day on a 1-out walk in the first. First of those allowed by Urquidy. Now it'll bring up Jose Martinez with a man on and 1 out. Jose Martinez is 185 on the season. He is 1 for 7 in the series with 3 walks. The righty Martinez standing in against the righty Urquidy, and here's the first pitch to him, and it's shot foul for strike 1. The 0-1 is put in play right to the first baseman Gurriel. He's going to go second base for 1 and back to first base for 2. A 1-out walk by Meadows erased by double play. Urquidy faces the minimum in the first. The starter for the Rays, it's the ace today, Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton is 2-3 on the season with a 2.54 ERA. In his last start, he took a loss versus the Toronto Blue Jays when only 4 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 4, and struck out 4. The first Astro he will face is Michael Brantley. Brantley is 250 and 2 for 9 in the series. And the first pitch to the lefty, Brantley, is put into play but foul. The lineup that Morton will face, leading off here, the left fielder Michael Brantley, batting second, the right fielder Josh Reddick, batting third, the second baseman Jose Altuve, batting cleanup, the DH Yordan Alvarez, batting fifth, the first baseman Yuli Gurriel, batting sixth, the center fielder George Springer, batting seventh, the shortstop Carlos Correa, batting eighth, the third baseman Altemus Diaz, and batting ninth and catching, it's Garrett Stubbs. The Rays come into this contest 10-15. They're 4th in the American League East after overtaking the Orioles. They're 7 games back of first place. That would be the Yankees at 17-8. The Astros are 12-12, 3rd in the American League West. They're 2 games back of first. That's the Rangers at 14-10. 2 balls to strike. The count to Brantley. And it's put into play right into the shift to Brandon Lau. He makes a quick throw over to first to retire Brantley. Lau had an error in that spot yesterday, but a clean play there. Brantley goes down 4-3. And that will bring up Josh Reddick. Reddick is 2-18 on the season, 1 for 8 in the series. No home runs, 8 runs batted in are his season totals. He comes to the plate with 1 out and the base is clear. That first pitch fouled away. It's really just a sunny day here in Houston, not a cloud in the sky here on this Thursday afternoon. Rays will return home tomorrow, no off day. They have a home series against the Royals and a home series against the Indians before they'll go back on the road as we finish up this month of April. The Rays trying to get back to 500. They're 5 games under. They have a chance to do it before the April is over. Good shot of Ed Drummond. He's the home plate umpire today, calling the balls and strikes. 2-1 is the count here to Reddick, and here's the offering from Morton, and it's in there for strike 2. With the fastball in there at 93. It'll be Altuve after Reddick. Reddick has a 2-2, and now Morton sets and deals, and it's low for ball 3. The count will go full. It's 3-2 to the right fielder Reddick. And here's the payoff. It's inside for ball 4. So just like in the top of this inning, a 1-out walk. This one issued by the Rays and Morton. That'll put Reddick on for Jose Altuve. Altuve is 227 on the year, 3 for 8 in the series. He extended his hitting streak to double-digit games. It's now at 10. Morton making his second return to Minute Maid Park after his departure from the Astros when he signed a 2-year contract with the Tampa Bay Rays. He pitched against the Astros in the playoffs, but that was in Tropicana Field, as this one could be 2. It goes to Adames for 1 and Choi for 2. So a carbon copy in this inning. A 1-out walk and a double play erases it. No hits, no runs through the end of 1. It's Hunter Renfroe to lead the second inning off. He's batting cleanup here today. He's 220 on the season, 0 for 10 in the series, but has worked 4 walks. Takes that first Kitty pitch for strike 1. It'll be Hunter Renfroe, Willie Adames, and Brandon Lau to come to the plate here in the second. The 2-1 now for Mercidi is just low and outside for ball 3. A good take and a good at-bat work by Renfroe, and he's up in a hitter's count, 3-1. That one taken, ball 4. Second walk of the day issued by Urquidy. It's a leadoff walk here in the second, issued to Renfroe as he works his 5th walk of the series. And that brings up Willie Adames, a highlight of this series. He's 182 on the season, 4 for 14 in the series hitting, but has been well defensively, as really he has been all season. He comes to the plate with Hunter Renfroe at first and nobody out, as the Rays try to take an early lead, as they did yesterday. Back-to-back home runs in the 3rd inning gave the Rays the lead. They would keep it for good, as they stretch that one all the way out to an 8-3 win. They lead this series 2-1, and a win here would give the Rays the season series victory, as it is now tied 3 games apiece. This is a winner-take-all as far as any potential wild card tiebreakers or anything like that. Maybe just bragging rights after a playoff loss for the Rays last October. 2-2 the count to the shortstop Adames. And here's the offering for Mercidi, and it's shot foul into the seats, observing the left field line. Now the count stays at 2-2. Another foul ball by Adames. Just staying alive here in this at-bat. He's shown some good patience at the plate. And now this 2-2 pitch is fouled again. Down by the home dugout. And here's another 2-2. Outside for ball 3. A nice take by Adames after fouling a few back. And now the count to him is full at 3-2. Renfroe at first and no outs. Here's the payoff. Another foul. Brandon Lau will be up next. Here's another 3-2 to Adames. And it's low for ball 4. A beautiful at-bat worked by Adames. And now after the third walk of the day for Urquidy, the Rays have men at first and second with nobody out. No hits for the Rays offense, but 3 walks. And now it's Brandon Lau. Lau is .228 on the season. 3 for 11 in the series with a couple of walks. He's got Renfroe at second, Adames at first. Nobody out. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. It's a righty-lefty matchup, as will be the next 3 batters. It'll be Brandon Lau, Wendell, and possibly Kiermaier. Another cut and a miss, and it's 0-2. Urquidy has come on strong here after giving up a couple of walks. The count to Lau is now no balls to 2 strikes, and here it is. Inside for ball 1. Good chance for the Rays to put on an early lead. A pitch well outside and the count even at 2-2. This one to Lau is made well contact with but fouled. And the count will stay where it is, 2-2. Every Rays batter has worked a good at bat. Here in the second, here's the 2-2. And it's popped up right to the third baseman. Infield fly rule called, and it's picked up by the third baseman, Altimus Diaz, to retire Lau and get out number 1. So pop up to third will bring up Joey Wendell here in the second. He's .235 on the season, 3 for 10 in the series. A contact lefty hitter in against a righty pitcher with a man on second. That's Renfroe. 22 pitches for Urquidy in this inning, right down the middle, 11 balls and 11 strikes. Wendell going up to get the high fastball, but it's fouled away. Now the count to him even at a ball and a strike. That one put into play, but foul. 1-2. Now the count to Wendell. It would be Kiermaier up next. Another lefty. Rays with a chance to knock in a run. Here's the 1-2. And it's put into play, but it falls down for a base hit. It's going to be a bases loaded situation. As Hunter Renfroe couldn't get a good enough read on the play. It looked like it might have been cut by the left fielder Brantley, but that hit by Wendell falls right in front of him. And that will load up the bases, the Rays' first hit of the day. And it'll bring up Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier's .165 on the season. He's 0 for 8 in the series with 3 walks. A 1-out situation, so a sacrifice is in play. Renfroe's at third. That one in there for strike 2. It's Renfroe at third, Adames at second, and now Wendell at first. No balls, 2 strikes. The count to Kiermaier. And he chases for strike 3. First strikeout of the day by the Rays, and that will put 2 out in the inning. Kiermaier strikes out on 3 pitches. And now with 2 outs and the bases juiced, it's the catcher Michael Perez. Perez .175 on the season. He is 3 for 11 in the series. Another lefty hitter. And here's the first pitch to Perez, and it's in there for strike 1. Urquidy having to make some big pitches here early in the game. The go-ahead run is just 90 feet away. And that one is grounded foul, and now Urquidy at 39 pitches is just 1 strike away from getting out of the second inning. It won't be easy for him. But he's got the 9-hole hitter and catcher Perez here. And a cut and a miss. That will retire the side. The Rays load the bases with only 1 out. A couple of strikeouts later ends the threat. No runs for the Rays as we head to the bottom of the second. Up to the plate first in the home second, it's the DH Yordan Alvarez, 6-game hitting streak. One of the only hitters in the American League batting over 400. He's 6 for 11 in the series with 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and a double. The double came yesterday. He faces the righty Morton here. It'll be Alvarez, Gurriel, and Springer to come to the plate. A lefty and 2 righties. Now the 0-1 to Alvarez is low for ball 1. Charlie Morton gave up a walk in the first inning, but a double play ball erased it. The walk was issued to Josh Reddick. The double play grounded into by Altuve. As a cut and a miss there by Alvarez makes it 1-2. Morton looking to get back to 500 on the year. He's 2 for 3 coming into this contest. He's pitched well, though. One of the lowest ERAs in this rotation, just 2.54, but a couple of bad games as far as the team was concerned. A 1-0 loss to the Yankees comes to mind. Garrett Cole completely shut down the Rays. Morton only giving up a run, I believe, through 7. He ends up taking the loss in that one. Sometimes win-loss records for pitchers can be a bit deceptive, as it is, I would say, for Morton. But he can change that with some good pitching potentially here today. Rays had a chance to give him the lead, but couldn't come through. But based on how they looked versus your Kitty, you think they're going to have a chance to tack on some more. That one fouled back by Alvarez, and the count's still 2-2. This one has been back and forth for a little bit, and now another offering for Morton. And couldn't get him with a curveball. It's just low, and now the count to the man leading off this inning is full at 3-2. And here's the payoff. And it's put into play. Charged by third baseman Wendell. He'll turn and throw to first in time to retire Alvarez for out number 1. A nice play defensively by the third baseman Wendell there. And now with 1 out, it'll be Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel is 3.09 in the season, 2 for 11 in the series. At first pitch taken for ball 1. Another take there, and it's a ball and a strike. Now 2-1. Gurriel yet to bring the bat off his shoulder. That one fouled away, and now it's 2-2. Morton looking for a second out of the inning. He's looking for his first strikeout. Here's the 2-2. And it's put into play, and it's picked up by the pitcher Morton. Will he get there in time? He will. A nice play defensively by the pitcher Morton. As Gurriel grounds to the pitcher, it goes 1-3 for out number 2. And now it's George Springer. The center fielder up now with 2 outs and the bases clear. Springer, 3-0-1. 6-game hitting streak for him. He's 3 for 6. With a couple of walks in the series. He's reached base more often than not. And the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Got him with a fastball there at 94. Shifted outside. The defense is to the righty Springer. And he got him to swing and miss again on an inside fastball. Morton has gone to that twice and has gotten 2 strikes. So now the 0-2 to Springer. And they're going to ring him up for strike 3. Springer strikes out in 3 pitches. Morton gets his first punch out in the scorebook. He's held the Astros scoreless through 2 innings. The Rays go back to the top of the lineup here in the third. It's G-Man Choi to lead off the inning. In the first, Choi grounded out to second. It'll be Choi, Meadows, and Jose Martinez all at their second chance at your Kitty as they look to put up their first run of the day. 40 pitches for your kitty in that through the 2 innings. He had a bases loaded jam with 1 out and got out of it with a couple of strikeouts at the bottom of the order. It was Kiermaier and Perez unable to put the ball in play. Now the 0-2 to Choi. And that one is put into play, but right to the first baseman, Gurriel. And he fumbles with it a little bit, but gets it to your kitty, the pitcher in time, who moved over to cover the first base bag and retired Choi. Choi now 0 for 2 on the day after the ground out to first base. And now it's Austin Meadows, who worked a walk in his first time up. That one taken for strike 1. Down near the middle of the plate. That one a hair inside, and it's a ball and a strike. Another take, and it's 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Meadows. He's yet to swing at a pitch. You'd think he's probably going to have to here. A righty on lefty matchup. Now here's the 2-2. And it's popped up, put into play. The left fielder, Brantley's going to go back near the wall. And that's off the wall. It's a 1-out double for Austin Meadows. As he got good drive on that baseball. Gets his first hit today. He's now 7 for 15 in the series. As he gets his 6th double of the year. Only the 2nd hit today for the Rays, but they have a man in scoring position once again. It's Meadows at second for the DH Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 1. He grounded it into a double play in the first. And that one grounded. Meadows is going to get over the third, and the play to first will be in time. So a bit, maybe a sacrifice. Moves Meadows to third. He's just 90 feet away now. But Martinez retired. It's now Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe is 0 for 10 in the series, but has worked 5 walks after a walk in the 2nd inning. He's going to have to get a hit here if he wants to pick up a run batted in. It's Meadows at third. It was a 1-out double and then a grounder for Martinez. Moved him over to third. It was the 2nd hit of the day for the Rays. Your kitty's line now. He's not even through 352 pitches. 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. That one outside, and it's 2-1. I have to say, with the Rays coming out of their offensive slump the last couple of days, they've been really good at taking pitches. As Renfroe is here, another good take, and it's 3 balls and a strike. A pitch away from working his 6th walk of the series. We'll see. And here's the 3-1. And it's in there for strike 2, so the count to him is now full. Your kitty's strike away from getting out of this. Now the payoff to Renfroe is fouled back. A second chance for the Rays to take an early lead. They had their chance in the 2nd, and now another 3-2 to Renfroe is fouled away again. Bases loaded with 1 out in the 2nd. No runs. And that one is absolutely unloaded. Go, go, gone. A 2-run homer for Hunter Renfroe, his 7th of the year. He worked a full count versus your kitty, fouled a couple pitches back, and deposited that one into the left field Crawford box. The Rays take an early 2-0 lead here in the 3rd. Scores Meadows from third. 2nd day in a row that's happened. A 2-run homer in the 3rd inning of the game. A beautiful shot by Renfroe as he gets his first hit of the series. And he makes it count as it goes all the way. The 3rd hit today for the Rays. And now they're on the board. Boy, have they looked good lately. They've gotten to your kitty early. And now it's Willie Damas, who pops that one up, and now the right fielder Reddick is going to go back. And he makes the catch on the track to retire the side. The Rays take an early 2-0 lead on a 2-run blast by Hunter Renfroe. They give Charlie Morton a lead as we head to the bottom of the third. It's the shortstop Carlos Correa to lead off this inning. Morton has faced the minimum through 2, so it's the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. It'll be Correa, Aldemus Diaz, and Garrett Stubbs. Correa is .297 on the season, 0 for 7 in the series with a walk. 2 righties and a lefty for Morton to face here. As that one fouled back, and it's 1-2. Pretty good crowd here on this Thursday afternoon here in Houston. Rays looking for a series and season series victory, as that throw to first is good to complete the strikeout. That'll be Morton's second of the day as Correa goes down. A good block by Perez and a good throw to first to complete the out. And now it's Aldemus Diaz. The third baseman comes to the plate for his first at bat in the third. He's 3 for 16 in the season, 2 for 4 in the series. Perez appeals, but he's going to say no swing. It's 1-0. That one inside, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Morton has only allowed 1 base runner. It was a 1-out walk in the first inning issued to Josh Reddick. As that one is fouled back, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That pitch taken for strike 2, and now Morton has worked his way back into the count. The 2-2 is high. Now the count is full. And here is the payoff. Put into play, and will it get down? It does for a base hit. It's going to be a 1-out single for Aldemus Diaz, the first hit of the day allowed by the Rays. That will bring up the catcher, Garrett Stubbs. Garrett Stubbs, .240 on the season. He's 1 for 4 in the series with a home run, a 6-game hitting streak, but that home run was the first of Stubbs' major league career. It came in the first game of the series. It's been Martin Maldonado the next 2, and now here we are in game 4, and it's back to Stubbs, and here's the first pitch to him, and it's high for ball 1. Second man on first. Said Eddie that Morton's had to deal with. First time since the first inning, in fact. And now the 1-0 to Stubbs is low for ball 2. It'll be Brandon Lau, Joey Wendell, and Kevin Kiermaier to come to the plate. In the fourth, they'll hopefully be batting with a lead. As now 3 balls, no strikes. The count to Stubbs before the Astros go back to the top of their order for the first time, as they'll all be getting their second try at Morton. And now the 3-0 taken by Stubbs, and it's 3-1. That one fouled away, and now quickly Morton has worked his way back into this. Another full count, and it's 3-2. And now the payoff to Stubbs is put into play but foul. Another 3-2. It's taken high for ball 4. That walk will put men at first and second. Stubbs represents the tying run at first. Second walk given by Morton, and now the Astros go back to the top of their lineup. It's Michael Brantley who grounded to second his first time up. It's Aldemus Diaz at second, Garrett Stubbs at first, with only 1 out. As that one is popped up, but it's going to fall into the seats for a foul ball. Some Astros fan just grabbed a souvenir. That one high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Morton approaching 50 pitches. He's got 1 out in the 3rd. And now the 1-1 to Brantley is in there for strike 2. The 1-2 is put into play right to the first baseman Choi, and his only play is the out at first, which they get. That'll move the men to 2nd and 3rd with now 2 outs, as now a base hit would score 2 and tie this one up. And now it's Josh Reddick. Reddick walked his first time up against Morton. Men at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. It's Aldemus Diaz at 3rd, Stubbs at 2nd. And now the first pitch to Reddick is taken for strike 1. That curveball at 78 just catches the bottom part of the plate. Now the 0-1. That one taken, and it's 1-1. Morton going curveball heavy as he's now gotten into a jam. That one is going to go all the way back to the wall, but a good block and recovery, I suppose, by Perez will keep the runners there. Also a short backstop here in Minute Maid. A wild pitch for Morton. With the count 2-1. As that one is inside for ball 3. I suppose with first base open, a walk isn't the end of the world with 2 outs, but it's going to be Jose Altuve up next. 3 balls and a strike. Let's see if Morton goes back to the curveball. He doesn't, but it's a called strike 2. 12 balls, 14 strikes for Morton in the inning. He struggled a bit with his control. He's walked a man. And now the payoff is put into play and caught by Choi. A nice run and catch by Choi to retire the side. The Astros get men at 2nd and 3rd. Get no runs out of it. As at the end of 3, the Rays have a 2-0 lead. For the Rays here in this inning, it's the bottom part of their lineup, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. It'll be Brandon Lau to get things started. He popped up to 3rd his first time up, and he faces starter Jose Urquidy a 2nd time. The Rays put up a couple of runs on a 2-run shot by Hunter Renfroe in the last inning. The Astros already get the pen moving. 3 balls, no strikes, the count to the man leading off this inning. Urquidy already at 62 pitches. He's gotten just through 3. As that one is taken for strike 1. A cut and a miss, and the count now full. Here's the payoff. And it swung on and missed. Lau retired there. It was at 3-0. Urquidy works back in the count and strikes him out. 3rd strikeout of the day for the Astros starter. Now with 1 away, it's Joey Wendell to get his 2nd try at things. He did single in the 2nd inning. That loaded the bases. The Rays didn't get any runs out of that. But for all intents and purposes, he's 1 for 1 on the day. As that one is put into play, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Gets through the gap and the right side of the infield. 2nd hit for Wendell. It's a 1-out single. As he keeps his nice day going, it's the 4th hit of the day for the Rays to give them yet another base runner. And now it's Kevin Kiermaier who struck out in the 2nd. That one fouled away. That strikeout did come with the bases loaded, so a missed opportunity for him to pick up a couple of runs batted in. He's in a bit of a slump. 162 the average now on the season. He's 0 for 8 in the series. A cut and a miss, and now it's quickly 0-2. That one put into play, backhanded by Gurriel, but he fumbles with it. Will he get the out at first? He does. That fumble probably allowed the Rays to avoid a double play. As now as Kiermaier's retired, Wendell heads over to second. It will be with 2 outs, so the Rays are going to need a hit if they have any dreams of driving in another run. It's now the catcher, Michael Perez, who struck out his first time up. That also came with the bases loaded and ended the inning. Perez is just 133 on the year with runners in scoring position. He has only 1 home run on the season. That came in the Lone Star State, but in Arlington against the Rangers. And that one is put into play, but lined right to the shortstop, Correa. That will end the inning. Rays got a man on second, but that's going to end it. They're going to have to take their 2-0 lead to the bottom of the 4th. It's Jose Altuve to lead off this 4th inning. He had a ground out in the first. He's 0 for 1. That first pitch to Altuve high for ball 1. Another take by Altuve, and it's a ball and a strike. In the 4th for the Astros, it'll be Altuve, Alvarez, and Gurriel. And that one chopped, put into play, judged by third baseman Wendell, and his throw to first is in time. A nice play defensively again over there by Wendell, and now there's 1 out. 5-3 gunner for Altuve, and now it's Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez grounded to Wendell in the 2nd. That fastball down the middle taken for strike 1. A cut and a miss, and quickly 0-2. Morton sets and deals. A low ball 1. Against the big Astros slugger. That one shot foul down the right field line. Count remains 1-2. And that one popped up. Chased by the right fielder Meadows. He's going to go all the way back to the track, but will make the catch in foul territory for out number 2. Alvarez with a couple of strong pop-ups. That one caught by Meadows. And now with 2 gone and the base is clear, it's Yuli Gurriel. Grounded to the pitcher his first time up. That first pitch in there for strike 1. Foul ball and 0-2. Morton now 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 1-2-3. For the Rays in the 5th, it will be Choi, Meadows, and Martinez. As they go back to the top of their lineup. Morton nearing 70 pitches. He's trying to get through 4. That one taken outside for ball 1. The 1-2. Fouled away. His pitch count is getting a bit high. He needs just one more inning to qualify for the win, as the starter has to get to 5. We'll assume he'll get a chance to do that at least. He'll face the bottom of the order, presumably, if he can get Gurriel out. And now the 1-2 is called strike 3. Morton picks up his 3rd strikeout of the day to retire the 4th inning, 1-2-3. He's got his Rays with a 2-0 lead through 4. An early pitching change for the Astros. It's Ryan Abreu. In 8 appearances, a 3.60 ERA, an 0-2 record. We've seen him a bit in this series. Jose Urquidy, his line. He'll finish with 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 earned runs. He would be in line for the loss. Ryan Abreu, the righty, comes on to face a couple lefties, as that one to Choi's popped up and caught by the pitcher, Abreu, for out number 1. So Choi quickly being retired. He's now 0 for 3 on the day. And now it's Austin Meadows. Meadows is 1 for 1 with a double. He came around to score on a 2-run shot by Renfroe. He's also walked. The Rays with a 2-0 lead here in the 5th. Trying to get Morton back to 500 and get his 3rd win of the year. Both sides of the ball have done their part. Rays offense has gotten on the board, and the defense and pitching has been well to go along with it, as the Rays look to pick up a key series victory and get back on track after a losing streak for the 2nd time this year already. Has 6 games, 2 6-game losing streaks already. The Rays 10-15, so still a manageable record. They're just 7 games back of first. So if you think they can get on a couple of hot streaks, they can get right back in this thing. We're only in late April, of course. The 2-2 to Meadows is inside ball 3, so the count to Meadows is now full. He's already walked today, as we mentioned. That came in the 1st against the starter, Urquidy. And now the payoff is popped up into shallow center. It's the center fielder Springer underneath it for out number 2. As now Abreu has put down the first 2 men that he's faced. A fly out to center for Meadows brings up Jose Martinez with 2 outs and the bases clear. Martinez 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts, including a double play ball. He's now 1 for 10 in the series. That one is going to be popped up but fouled away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That one in the zone, and it's 2-2. And the bottom of this inning for the Astros, it'll be the bottom part of the order: Springer, Correa, and Diaz. And now the 2-2 is inside for ball 3, so another full count here in this inning. It's Hunter Renfroe on deck, the man of the day. Now the payoff, fouled away. Another 3-2, and it's popped up, chased by the center fielder Springer, and he's there to make a catch to retire the side. Ryan Abreu comes on for the Astros and pitches a clean inning. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, it's 2-0 Rays. It'll be George Springer to get this inning started. In his first at-bat, it was a strikeout in the second. Morton on to start the fifth inning. He's looking to qualify for the win. He's at 72 pitches, so you could think maybe just one or two more innings, depending on how this one goes. Kevin Cash maybe be a bit finicky about having Morton face the lineup a third time through with a high pitch count. He's got 4 batters left before we get to that point, though. As that one has popped up, and it's going to go all the way down, but foul. As it falls maybe just a foot or two foul of the right field line, as that one would have gone down for at least 2, but with the shift, maybe more. The 0-2 now to Springer, and it swung on and missed. So what a turn of events on a ball that could have been fair. It's fouled, and now a strikeout. That's Morton's 4th of the day, and he gets out number 1. Sometimes it's just the bounce of the baseball that makes one heck of a difference. Springer obviously not happy. He goes down swinging for the second time today. Now it's Carlos Correa with 1 out and the base is empty. A cut and a miss, and he's down 0-1. Correa, a strikeout victim himself against Morton. He has stymied this high-flying lineup through 4 1/3. No runs allowed. Just 1 hit, 2 walks. The 1 hit, a single in the 3rd to Diaz. That's the man that will be up next. As he strikes out, Springer does. And now that's Aldemus Diaz, I should say. Carlos Correa strikes out for the second out of the inning. 5th for Morton, and now it's Aldemus Diaz. Aldemus Diaz 1 for 1 with a single in the 3rd. This next pitch will be Morton's 80th, and here it is. And it's shot foul. So good inning for Morton. He struck out the first 2 men that he's faced. And now the 0-1 to Diaz is swung on and missed. Can Morton strike off the side? He's got an 0-2 here to Diaz. Perez setting up inside. Here's the 0-2. And it's popped up. Perez is under it. And he'll be there for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Morton here in the 5th as he'll now qualify for the win. Through the end of 5, it's 2-0 Rays. Hunter Renfroe will get things started here in the 6th. He'll come on to face Ryan Abreu, who starts his 2nd inning. Renfroe is 1 for 1 with a homer. That 2-run shot in the 3rd gave the Rays the lead. He's also walked. So a good day for the cleanup man. The righty Peacock and the righty Asuna. As maybe Houston looks to go high leverage here early. It's the middle part of the order for the Rays. As Ryan Abreu pitched a clean 1-2-3 inning. No hits, walks, or strikeouts. He's got a 2-0 here to Renfroe. It'll be Hunter Renfroe, Willy Adames, and Brandon Lau here in the 6th. That one high, and it's 3-0. And now the 3-0, taking strike 1. That one is high for ball 4, and Renfroe will walk for the 2nd time today. The 6th time in the series he's walked, as he's now reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate. And now it's Willy Adames with no outs and a man on. Adames 0 for 1 with a fly out to right and walked in the 2nd. He faces the righty Abreu here, who comes out to start the 6th. The Rays with a 2-0 lead. as they look to take the season series victory from the Astros. All looked grim heading into the second game of the series, as that one is picked up by the shortstop Correa, and that will likely be a double play as Renfroe sliding hard into second, but Altuve still able to make the throw to first. And they're going to say no, Adames was safe. It'll be a fielder's choice. Erases the walk as they get the lead runner Renfroe, and now it's a 1-on and 1-out situation for Brandon Lau. As I was saying, things were not looking good for the season series. The Astros came into St. Pete and took a 2-1 series victory, and then in game 1 of this series here, the Astros won 6-0. That brought the losing streak to the Rays at 6 games, as that one is going to get by the catcher Stubbs and will allow Adames to head into second base. So now it's Adames at second with 1 out. And that strikeout for Lau will be his second of the day. And now with 2 outs and Adames at second, it's Joey Wendle. Wendle's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Wendle 313 on the season with runners in scoring position. He's got a chance to knock in an insurance run and make it 3-0 for Tampa Bay. That one low, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. It'll be Garrett Stubbs, Michael Brantley, and Josh Reddick. We assume will face Morton in the bottom of this inning. The 2-0 here to Wendle is going to be blooped. It looks like in a shallow center, and it's going to be right in front of the center fielder Springer, and that's going to be an RBI double for Wendle as he's safe at second base. It scores Adames from second, the 4th double of the year for Joey Wendle. He picks up another RBI. He already had a couple in the series as that bloop got right down in mid-center field. Good base running by both players. Adames getting home and Wendle sliding into second to maybe keep the rally going. 3rd hit of the day for Wendle. Is that one a double? And now his first RBI of the afternoon. And now it's Kiermaier. Kiermaier's 0 for 2. Grounded out to first base in the 4th. He's got Joey Wendle at second base. It's now 3-0 Rays. As now that one is driven. The right fielder Reddick goes back, and that baby is out of here. A 2-run homer for Kevin Kiermaier here in the 6th. His 5th homer of the year. It is now 5-0 Rays. Scores Wendle from second. And now the Rays have tacked onto their lead. They've more than doubled it. A 2-0 lead, now 5. As the Astros' decision to leave Brian Abreu in for a complete second inning falters, and now they make a move. It's Rogelio Armenteros in 9 appearances, a 2.45 ERA. He's the 3rd pitcher on for the Astros this afternoon. And he'll come on to face the catcher Perez with 2 outs. That first pitch fouled away by Perez, and it's 0-1. It looked like this inning was just going to be over with. Maybe a potential for Adames at second, but with 2 outs. And then Wendle comes up, gets his 3rd hit of the day, knocks in a run. And Kevin Kiermaier comes to the plate and shoots one into the stands in right field. Adds on another 2 runs. Second 2-run homer today, one by Renfroe, one by Kiermaier. As Kiermaier in a major slump, his average was down all the way to 162, I believe. He picks up a home run. So maybe now the strategy changes as far as pitching, as that one is lined right to the second baseman Altuve and will end the inning. The Rays pick up another 3 runs. It's now 5-0. That 2-run homer there by Kiermaier. 5-0, headed to the bottom of the 6th. It will be Morton on to start a 6th inning. It'll be the catcher, Garrett Stubbs, to face him first. Stubbs walked his first time up. That was in the 3rd inning. Two balls, no strikes, the count to Stubbs. Only 3 base runners allowed by Morton all day. His pitch count is up, though. He's already at 85, as that one is fouled away. As that one is popped up, put into play, chased by the left fielder, Renfroe, and it falls out of his glove. A chance to make a nice running play. Pops out of the leather, and it's a leadoff single for Stubbs. Just the 2nd all day allowed by Morton, assuming they rule it a single. And now it's the leadoff man, Michael Brantley. Brantley 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. He's just 2 for 11 in the series, as he bats here with a man on. They're down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th, the Astros are. That first pitch taken for strike 1. Brantley grounded to first his last time up in the 3rd. That one high, and it's 1-1. That's Stubbs at first with nobody out. Morton pitching with a 5-run lead, just trying to get through his 6th. He'd be in line for the win. It's Jose Urquidy that would be scheduled for the loss. That one low, and it's 2-1. That one popped up, chased by the first baseman, Choi. He's under it in foul territory near the home dugout, and he makes the grab. For out number 1, Brantley moves to 0 for 3 on the pop-up to first. And now with one on and 1 out, it's Josh Reddick. Reddick 0 for 1 with a walk. Raised with a couple of men warming up in the pen, a couple of righties. Astros lineup mostly mixed up, so hard to get matchups. The 5 through 8 spots are all right-handed hitters, though, so maybe that's when Cash will go to the pen. It's Reddick here, and Altuve scheduled next. That one is low, and it's 2-0. Three balls, no strikes to count here to Reddick. Altuve looking on from the on-deck circle. That one taken for strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. It's 3 balls and a strike. Morton now nearing 100 pitches. He's through 5 1/3. That one taken for strike 2, and the count is now full. 3-2. 1 out. Stubbs standing at first. And here's the payoff. And it's swung on and missed on a curveball in the dirt. Morton picks up his 6th strikeout, and now there's 2 away. As at first, it looked like Reddick was going to lay off of it. He chose very late to swing. That pitch had already gone in the dirt. And now it's Jose Altuve with 2 outs and a man on. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. It was a double play ball in the first. That one taken at the knees for strike 1. Couple takes, and it's 2 balls and a strike. This next pitch will be Morton's 100th. As you got to think a move to the bullpen is certainly looming, as that pitch taken for strike 2. 1-0-1 upcoming. Morton just a strike away from getting out of a 6th scoreless. It's been a good start for him against his former team. That one high, and the count is now full. Alvarez waiting on deck. You would certainly think Cash would not want Morton to face him. And now the payoff is fouled back to keep the count full. Another 3-2, and it's popped up, but it's the left fielder Renfroe under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Morton gets through his 6th inning scoreless. He now has his Rays with a 5-0 lead. Top of the 7th next. It's G-Man Choi to lead off the inning. The Rays go back to the top of the lineup again. I believe this is the 4th time that this happened, that the Rays start an inning with a leadoff man. This is just lined up that way. Rogelio Armenteros comes out to start another inning. He got an out in the 6th. He'll face G-Man Choi, Austin Meadows, and Jose Martinez. Choi is 0 for 3 as he pops that one foul. And that one, a loud crack of the bat is popped up. Chased by the center fielder Springer. He goes back near the track. And now that baby is out of here. G-Man Choi with another home run. Back-to-back days for him. That's now home run number 4. A solo shot here in the 7th has given the Rays now a 6-0 lead. Choi had been hitless to that point in the leadoff spot. He comes in there. A curveball hung over the top part of the plate. And Choi sends it into the bullpen in right center. He had a solo homer yesterday as well. And he's now tacked onto the Rays lead. And now it's Austin Meadows. Meadows is 1 for 2 with a double. And he's also walked. The Rays won yesterday 8-3. This team has been so streaky all year. A couple of 6-game losing streaks. But they have gotten so hot when they're on. The offense can really pour it on when they're seeing the baseball well. Now that 0-2 taken, and it's 1-2. And that one is going to be put in a play past the second baseman Altuve. It rolls all the way back to the wall. And it's going to be a double. Second of those for Meadows today. As the top part of the lineup has really been solid. Meadows has now reached base 3 times. 2 doubles for him. And now it's Jose Martinez with a chance to knock in another run. Martinez is 0 for 3. He takes that one for strike 1. So Armenteros comes in and struggles as well, as the Astros just cannot contain the Rays these last few days. It was a 5-4 win in Game 2, 8-3 yesterday, and now they lead 6-0 in the 7th. That one taken inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That one just clipped the outside part of the plate, and it's 2-2. Meadows at second, no outs. That'll be Renfroe next. And that one is grounded, but charged right to the shortstop, Correa. Meadows will stay at second, and now Martinez goes down for the 4th time today. Not a great day for him. Now it's Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe is 1 for 1 with a homer and has worked 2 walks. The Rays have hit 3 home runs today. As the offense, come to think of it, in the state of Texas has been well so far. They won 13-0 against the Rangers. And a couple of big offensive performances here in Houston. As the count to Renfroe quickly now 0-2. That one inside. That's a ball and a strike. It'll be Adames next as he comes up for a 4th time. Now the 1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one inside, and it's a full count now. Renfroe coming back from an 0-2, and now the payoff is fouled away. The Rays are going to have 9 outs left to get. They'll be pitching with at least a 6-0 lead. As obviously they're looking to pile on. And now another 3-2. And another pitch spoiled by Renfroe. You got to think Charlie Morton's day is done after 6. He reached the 100 pitch mark threshold. And that one charged by Renfroe. Chased by the left fielder Brantley. And that one is going to be caught. Front number 2. Meadows stays at second base. Thought maybe he could have tagged up. But he stays there. That went all the way down to the wall. Renfroe puts a charge on that one. And it's caught. Now it's Willie Adames with Meadows at second and 2 outs. Adames is 0 for 2 with a walk. As that one is going to get down for a base hit. It goes all the way down to the wall and left. It's going to score Meadows from second. And Adames is safe at second. It's an RBI double for Willie. His 9th of the year. He has the team lead in doubles. And now it's a 7-0 lead for the Rays. First hit of the day for Adames. As Armenteros gives up his 2nd run. And now a similar situation. A man on second with 2 outs. This time for Brenton Lau, a guy who hasn't been having such a great day. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He bats here in the 7th. Adames at second, 2 outs. Here's the 0-1. Taken. It's a ball and a strike. That one is grounded. And diving play by Correa. Will he get the play at first? It will not be in time. He just eats it. It'll be a base hit for Lau. His first hit of the day. And its runners hit the corners now with 2 outs. Good to see Lau getting his first hit of the day. And now it's Joey Wendell. A guy who already has 3 hits. Another pitching move for the Astros. It's Brad Peacock in 11 appearances. A 1.20 ERA. So they go a little bit more high leverage here with the pitching, but maybe just trying to get some outs and get out of this one while they still can. Brad Peacock pitched nearly 3 innings yesterday. He followed the starter Josh James, who took the loss. Joey Wendell, 2 singles and an RBI double. He's got runners at first and third with 2 outs. As the Rays have added a couple of runs. 2, in fact, as that one is going to get down for a base hit. That's going to score Adames from third. And now it's runners at first and second. As the Rays continue to pour it on, it is now 8-0. 4th hit of the day for Wendell. His 2nd RBI. And now it's Kevin Kiermaier, a man who homered in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3 with that home run in the 6th. Runners at first and second. That one outside for ball 1. It's Brandon Lau at second. Joey Wendell at first. 2 outs. As this game has quickly turned into a blowout. Now this 2-0 is in there for strike one. A cut and a miss, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That offering from Peacock is low, and the count to Kiermaier goes full. The catcher Perez awaiting on the on-deck circle. He would bat if Kiermaier was to reach base. It's a full count to the center fielder, and now the payoff from Peacock is fouled right back to the catcher, so it'll stay 3-2. And that payoff to Kiermaier's outside ball 4. That'll load up the bases as the Rays continue this inning. They have now batted completely through the lineup 1 through 9. It's Michael Perez up now. It started with the leadoff man Choi. They may have done that in the 13-0 win against the Rangers, but as far as I can recollect, this is the first time they've gone 1 through 9 in an inning. Perez is 0 for 3 today. He's got the bases juiced with 2 outs. A chance to at least knock in a couple of runs if you're Perez. It's Brendan Lau at third, Wendell at second, and Kiermaier at first. Rays have already added 3 runs in this inning, as that one is put into play and picked up by the third baseman Diaz, and his throw to first will be in time to retire Perez. So they end up getting out of this inning eventually to the Astros. The Rays now lead by a score of 8-0, 7th inning stretch time. A pitching move that we were expecting is now Brendan McKay. In 11 appearances, a 5.68 ERA. He comes in to relieve Morton. Morton's line will finish with 6 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He would be in line for the win. Brendan McKay, the bulk man, maybe just on to potentially get these last 9 outs. That one by McKay taken for strike 1. In the 7th, that's Yordan Alvarez, Yoli Gurriel, and George Springer. As they're going to say, Alvarez went around, and it's 0-2. A cut and a miss, and Alvarez goes down on strikes. McKay picks up his first strikeout. Now there's 1 away. Now for Yoli Gurriel. Gurriel is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 4th. That pitch taken, and it's a ball and a strike. This crowd in Houston has mostly thinned out. As we're now in mid-afternoon. And now Gurriel goes down on strikes. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for McKay. And now it's George Springer with the bases clear and 2 outs. Springer is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, so maybe a chance for McKay to strike out the side. As this Astros team looks maybe a bit lifeless after the way the last couple of days have gone, and now being down 8-0. We're down to their final 7 outs. McKay may be the man to get them there and finish it out. That would be tremendous if he could just do that with a bulk man to finish things off and keep your bullpen completely in play for this upcoming series against the Royals. The Royals, I believe, are near 500, a bit under. So a chance to pick up at least a couple more wins. And then they have another series against the Indians, who they beat 3-1 in Cleveland. So a team that you would think they match up well against. So a chance maybe for the Rays to really get something started. They're 7 games back of first. 5 under 500. As they were 10 and 15 headed into today. But you like their chances to finish this one off and pick up their 11th win potentially. That one inside to Springer, and the count to him is full. As the shortstop, Correa waiting on deck, but McKay doesn't want it to come to that. Here's the payoff to Springer. And it's put in a play right to the first baseman, Choi. He'll run and beat Springer to the first base back to retire the side. So McKay comes on in the 7th. It gets a 1-2-3 inning. 6 outs left for the Rays to get. They lead 8-0. Back to the top of the lineup we go. A man who hit a home run just in the last inning, Ji-Man Choi. Choi is 1 for 4 with that homer. That was only his 4th of the year, but his last since yesterday. He's hit 2 in 2 days. That one grounded right to the pitcher, who drops it. But his throw to first will be in time to put away Choi. He goes down 1-3. As Peacock maybe a bit scrambled on that play, the manager comes out to see if he's okay. As he's going to stand to face Austin Meadows. Meadows with a double his last time up. He came around to score. As that one is popped up, chased by the center fielder Springer, and that one is going to get all the way down to the wall for a ground rule double. Second straight double for Meadows. His 8th of the year, as him and Adames are going back and forth in that race. That is Austin Meadows' 3rd double of the day. As he has now come on strong. Maybe a guy that's ready to go back to maybe the leadoff spot, as that one by Martinez is flied out to right. As he is hitless today. He is now 0 for 6. You see the pitcher comparison. Charlie Morton in line for the win. Your Kitty in line for the loss. Another day. We assume that will include a couple of starter decisions, as it did yesterday. It was Ryan Yarbrough picking up his 2nd win. He's now 2-0, and Josh James picking up the loss. That dropped him to 1-1. A win here would bring Morton back to 3-3. The attendance here in Minute Maid just under 14,000, so not a bad showing for a day game. The crowd, as we mentioned, has since thinned out for the most part. Hunter Renfroe here at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. And has walked a couple times. 6 walks in the series, an impressive feat, especially for a cleanup man. Renfroe has been excellent for most of the season. Now the 2-0 to him is going to be shot foul. In the bottom of the 8th, for the Astros, it'll be Carlos Correa, Aldemus Diaz, and Garrett Stubbs as they finish out their lineup. The Rays have 6 outs left to get. They have an 8-0 lead here in the 8th. As they're going to say, Renfroe went around. Strike 3 called. Peacock gets out of this inning without giving up a run. Meadows picks up another double. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, it's 8-0. It's Carlos Correa here to get things started. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. McKay, as expected, comes out to start in 8th. Not a safe situation, but a potential final 3 inning getter. As it's not a 3 inning safe situation. That first pitch lined right to Choi. Now there's quickly 1 away. That's what we like to see, as the Rays are likely just trying to get out of this ballpark and head home with a win as quickly as they can. There's no off day. They're going to fly back to St. Pete today and have a game against the Royals tomorrow. That one taken for strike one. Is now Aldemus Diaz at the plate. He pops that one up, and it's the right fielder Meadows underneath it for quick out number 2. And now it's the catcher Garrett Stubbs. Stubbs is 1 for 1 with a single and has walked, so reached base twice today. He hit his first home run of his major league career in the first game of this series, so something he'll always have to remember against these Rays. That was part of a 6-0 Houston victory where we thought maybe the Rays were headed into a real tailspin, but they have since snapped out of it. Despite the pair of 6-game losing streaks, the Rays really have been good at responding. The Rangers threw a combined no-hitter against the Rays in the first game of that series, and then the very next day, the Rays came out and won 13-0. A 6-5 win the next day gave them the series victory. And you see how they responded here in Houston. They lose in Game 1. They win the next 2 in impressive fashion, and now a really good chance to win the third game and take a second 4-game series. Something that's not easy to do. Neither of them will be sweeps, but 3-1 victory will help out your record come the end of September. As we await the results of the Yankees game tonight, we'll find out if the Rays can make back a full game, if it will just be a half game. As that one is flat out to center to Kiermaier to retire the side. So McKay with another 1-2-3 inning. The Rays with 3 outs left to get. So we head to the top of the 9th. It's Willie Adames, the shortstop, to get things let off. You see all the dirt on his jersey and on his pants. He's been busy defensively at shortstop. A lot of good plays. Really all season. A tremendous defensive shortstop. By the time his career is all said and done, probably the best that has ever put on the Rays uniform. But just a young kid. He's only 24. He's got a bright future ahead of him. That pitch taken for strike one. Adames here's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. His last came in the 7th. As it'll be Adames, Lau, and Wendell to come to the plate in the 9th and I suppose just pad their stats. With an 8-0 lead, I'm not sure you need any insurance runs, but wouldn't complain if they were to cross the plate here in the 9th. It's Brad Peacock on again. He's given up a couple of runs. As that one is put into play, but it looks like it's going to be foul. It is. And it's now 2-2. That one fouled back, and it's still 2-2. A cut and a miss, and Adames strikes out there. He'll finish without a hit today. But he did pick up a couple of walks, and now with 1 out, it's Brandon Lau to come to the plate. Brandon Lau was 1 for 4 with a single. He struck out a couple of times. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Astros in the 9th. Michael Brantley, Josh Reddick, and Jose Altuve. We assume it would be Brendan McKay, and it would make sense. A couple of lefties, Brantley and Reddick. As he tries to get the final 3 innings out of this ball game and help get Charlie Morton his 3rd win of the year. And now the 2-2 to Lau is popped up. The left fielder Brantley goes all the way near the track by the wall to make the catch. And now there's 2 gone. And now it's Joey Wendell. Wendell is 4 for 4 today. A double 3 singles and a couple of runs batted in. One of the best performances by a hitter probably this season. I believe the Rays have had a couple of guys that have had multi-homer games, but as far as getting a hit every time you come to the plate, as that one has popped up, so that will bring an end to that run, but he'll still finish 4 for 5 on the day. That will retire the side. Rays go down 1-2-3. They got 3 outs left to get. They lead 8-0. It will be Brendan McKay on to get the final 3 outs, we assume. They have a couple of righties warming up. Maybe to face Altuve, but not too much sense in that with an 8-0 lead. You might as well just let McKay finish it off. He's the bulk inning reliever, former starter. He'll probably work his way back into the bullpen, and certainly would if one of the Rays' 5 starters were to go down. But right now he's getting the bulk innings in this bullpen. The only one like that the Rays really have. The most of the other ones are just 1 or 2 inning guys. McKay, a guy that could maybe give you 3 or 4. He comes out for his 3rd today. Hasn't given up any runs, as that one is shot right to the third baseman Wendell, who has a bit of trouble with it, and he's going to throw, but it's not in time. It's going to be an error charge to Wendell, so not a hit for McKay. So an E5 allows Brantley to reach base, and now that'll bring up Josh Reddick with a man on and nobody out. Reddick is 0 for 2. He walked in the first. That one low, and it's 2-0. Allowed a crack at the bat. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Runners now at first and second with nobody out. And that'll bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve is 0 for 3. They're going to leave McKay in. Astros trying to break the shutout here. Rays hold an 8-0 lead in the 9th. As that one is put into play right to Wendell. He'll get the force there at third and get the play at 1. It's a double play. A smart play defensively by Wendell to get the lead runner. And now it's just a runner at second. The second double play grounded into by Altuve today. And now it's just a runner at second with 2 outs for Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez, while he's been good in the series, he's 0 for 3 today. Hit a couple of home runs in Game 2, a game that the Rays would ultimately go on to win 5-4. That one was a beauty. One of the more exciting games this season. Out and fouled away. If you had to ask me at this point in the season what my favorite Rays game was, I would certainly have to tell you that game 1 in Boston, the pesky pull home run for Choi, as that one is going to do it. A pop out to center for Kiermaier will end things. The Rays finish off the shutout. They win 8-0. Charlie Morton gets his 3rd victory of the season. He pitches 6 shutout innings. It'll be the Astros starter Jose Urquidy to get the loss. A lot of good days offensively for the Rays too. Meadows picking up 3 doubles. Wendell 4 hits. Choi gets his 4th home run. 3 home runs total by the Rays, as now they improve to 11-15. Drop the Astros under 500. To 12-13. The Rays win their season series against the Astros 4-3. We'll see you tomorrow when they take on the Kansas City Royals.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game. For the victorious Rays, 8 runs on 12 hits. 1 error. They left 9 men on base. For the Astros, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base.